Today's subject is love, everybody's favorite subject. Probably the most talked about, most written about, sung about. Movies are made about love. We're all looking for love. There's a very famous country western song that says we're looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in so many faces. Most of us are looking for a love outside of ourselves. Yogic tradition says that true love comes from within. The Greeks described love in a number of different ways. The ancient Greeks had 6 words, in fact, for love. Eros is the first of these. This is the form of love that I think most of us are most familiar with and use the word love. This is the erotic love. This is sexual passion. And so many of us are looking to fall in love in an erotic sexual way. The second of these forms of love is called philia. And this was highly prized in the ancient Greek tradition. It's the deep feeling that we get in friendship, the bonding, um, valued by the Greeks more than eros, and it entails loyalty to friends. Ludus is the third form of love, and this is playful love, affection between children or between casual lovers. It includes flirting and teasing, bantering, laughing with friends, dancing with strangers. The fourth of these is called agape, selfless love, universal love, unconditional love, love for all, divine love, universal loving kindness. The fifth of these is called pragma. This is mature, realistic love that couples have developed over a long period of time. Um, Long established couples learning how to make compromises in order to preserve the love. They see the love as their greatest treasure, and they learn how to work with each other over time to preserve this love. The sixth form of love that the Greeks use is called philatia, and this is self love, not the unhealthy form of narcissism, but a good, healthy relationship with our small s self, our individual self, and ultimately with our higher self. I want to quote something from my own Baba as we transition to uh, the love that we experience within our own being. Muktananda once said, "Love turns man into an ocean of happiness, an image of peace. Love is man's very self, his true beauty, and the glory of his human existence." So this is the true love. Love actually comes from within us. We learn to nurture this love, to cultivate this love by recalling the things that we love. Look at your own life. It's not just erotic love that's love, but the love of the friends, the love, the interest that we have in different subjects and different things in our lives. You know, when I was at the university, I was on the football team, and as a volunteer project, as a charity, we began to work with children that had reading disabilities. And I had one young student, his name was Egbert. He was in the 8th grade, but he read at the level of a first or a second grader who was almost functionally illiterate. And what we discovered that Egbert loved sports, loved football, and I was on the football team. So I decided to bring him to the football games that we played on Saturday. And then on Sunday or Monday, whenever the story appeared in the newspapers, we would read it together. And because he was so interested in sports and in football, this cultivated an active interest in learning how to read about it. So there's this connection between interest and love. You know, there's a story of a man, a farmer, who wanted to learn to meditate. So he went to a guru and asked, "Guruji, please teach me how to meditation." And the guru initiated him into the mantra. And he went back and he practiced, his mind was wandering, he had difficulty meditating. So he came back the following week and said, Guruji, I can't still my mind. And so the Guru gave him another practice. Watch your breath. Be centered in the pause between the breath. Gave him this practice, and he went back. And this continued for a number of weeks. The student, the farmer, was unable to find a way to quiet the mind. So the Guru had an idea. He asked him, what is it that most interests you in your life? What do you love the most? He said, well, I have this pet buffalo that I just just love. The Guru said, go home and meditate on the love that you have for the buffalo. Meditate on the buffalo. So the farmer went back, began to practice meditation on his buffalo. And a couple of weeks went by, and the Guru was curious what had happened to this young man that was so interested in learning how to meditation. And so he went to his home and knocked on the door, and went in. There was no one answered the door, so he went in and found the man in the meditation room. And he said, "Come out, come out, come out. I want to talk to you." He says, "I can't because my horns are too big. I can't fit through the door." He'd actually become one with his object of love, his pet buffalo. So I'm going to encourage you to find something that you really love, and to meditate on that. Let the mind rest where it finds contentment. Let it meditate on that which it loves, and that will lead us to an experience of the inner self, because this love actually comes from within. Now there are many colors, let's say, in the spectrum of love. The core heart feelings, because it's not only love, but kindness, generosity, compassion, appreciation, gratitude, the sense of beauty, the sense of awe. These are all the different colors in the spectrum of love. So you can choose any of these that you like on and meditate on something that gives you the experience of love. And this is a complete path, the path of love. In the ancient traditions, and even now, we refer to this path as bhakti, the cultivation of love. And this is something that we can develop, we can practice. I would encourage you to look at your different relationships, your friends, your family. If you have a lover, if you have a child, if you have a pet that you love, begin to cultivate practices that open the heart. We want to remove the obstacles to love and allow the fullness of that to arise within us. So we begin with what we already have and cultivate that. It's not that we need some external form of love. A sincere seeker can find ways to use his own personhood, find ways in his own life that can transcend the personal and experience the divine. So in this practice, second education, we are fully human, and at the same time we're fully divine. So it's not either or. It's really a question of both and. So I would encourage you to look at moments in your life when you have one of these core heart feelings, appreciation, gratitude, love, and recognize that this is just a sample, a little taste of the love that resides as our true being. When we have a moment of love, what's actually happened is that just for a little while, our mind is content, it's satisfied, becomes still. And in that stillness, the experience of the self in the form of love arises spontaneously within us. So let's meditate on love. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Think of something that you truly love, something that you're interested in, something that you're really passionate about, someone that just allows the core heart feeling of love to arise. Close your eyes, picture that person, that pet, that garden, whatever it is, and allow the feeling to arise. Then we follow that feeling to the source. The source of that love is the Atman, is the self. So let's sit quietly for 2 minutes and experience divine love arising from within us.